Committed to individual freedom of belief, welcomes diversity, seeks to promote a sense of community, and fosters religion which enriches the spirit. Whoever you are, whomever you love, and however you arrived here, you are welcome.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today. We are coming to you today, Vashon Island Unitarian Fellowship, on the sacred land of the Shababs, the first peoples of the place we now call Vashon. I invite you from wherever you are joining us to offer gratitude to the first peoples of the place that you are sheltering. Swastiksted, the earth in the Lushootseed language. Let's take a deep breath together and exhale it out. Okay, let's do it one more time. And this time, if you need to shake anything out, if you need to make a sound to release anything, go for it. You're on mute. You'll hear me do my version. So take a deep breath in and shake it out. That always feels better to me. Okay, so please ground your feet into the floor and your sits bones into your chair. From there, rise up and reach tall, the crown of your head toward the ceiling, and breathe deeply. Rooting into your dignity and connecting to the heavens with your integrity. So in just a minute, I'm going to ask you to do a simple somatic grounding exercise, and just let me describe the process first, and then I'll invite you to try to participate. So you would close your eyes and bring to your mind's eye any of your ancestors, any of your beloved relatives or mentors, and you would twist to the back. And when you're twisting to the back, you would imagine any of the wisdom gifts that they have brought to you, to your life. And when you come back forward, you would bring that with you to this present moment, kind of wrapping around you like a cloak, or maybe gift wrapping paper, so that you are the present for this present moment. And you can do it to both sides so you feel even. But so I would like everyone to just take a deep grounding breath and exhale. Soften your eyes. Bring to mind your ancestors, your beloved relatives and mentors. And take a look behind you as if you could remember them just with that action. Remember what they've brought into your life, any gifts, any wisdom. And as you come back forward, bring it with you and let that just integrate into this moment. Wrap around you like a cloak so that you can just be right here. You can say it out loud too, what your relatives and ancestors brought to you. And feel free to go to the other side if you want to feel balanced. This exercise is inspired by the tradition of Sankofa, an African concept that we've talked about in RE, which is originated from the Akan people in Ghana. And it's about expressing the importance of reaching back to your ancestors to bring the wisdom forward. And I wanted to name Africa right here as the birth seat of all humanity and religion. So take a deep breath with me and let it out. Loud and shaky. All right. So the youth and families of Vashon Island Unitarian Fellowship Religious Education component are grateful and excited to bring you this multi-faith service. Through the ritual practice of lighting candles, one can realize in the middle of our suffering, underneath our unwanted circumstances, and at the core of our being, that there is luminosity, our inner light that contains a truth and resiliency beyond the limitations constructed by our minds. We light candles as a symbol of hope and fearlessness to help us through the difficult times. We light candles to celebrate. We light candles to remember. We light candles to aspire to be our best selves. We light candles so that we can blow them out and make wishes. We inhale hope and we exhale possibility. I invite you again to take a deep breath with me and inhale hope and exhale possibility. We light candles to see more clearly. Mary, could you bring up the slide for me? Thank you, Mary. Mary's the tech crew. Whoop, whoop, whoop. So I just had to show you this slide about early candles and torches. It just made me laugh. But so number 14 is an early candle, which is animal fat on a stick or a reed. But I just had to show you number 3, the fish on a stick, the burning fish on a stick. And when I saw that, I had to imagine myself just the resiliency and the humanity and the humor of walking through the night with a burning fish on a stick. And I just wanted to share that with you. And then you see number 2 is also a burning bird. But we are resilient people, what we have to light up in the dark. Okay, thank you, Mary. All right, so we're going to be talking about 4 celebrations of the season that have particular candle lighting rituals: Diwali, Advent, Hanukkah, and Kwanzaa. But I have to mention winter solstice and that tradition, which has 8 expressions around the world. So I just want to name those, and I'll say a short prayer for solstice, winter solstice. There's Saturnalia in Rome, St. Lucia's Day in Scandinavia, Dongji in China, Shab-i-Yalda in Iran, Inti Raymi in Peru, Shalanko in the Zuni tribe, Shoyal in the Hopi tribe, and Toji in Japan. I was so happy to learn that there were so many cultural expressions of the winter solstice. And from that tradition, I bring this prayer. Even in the darkness, even in the darkest hours, even in the longest nights, the spark of life lingers on. So without further ado, I would love to invite our very special guest, Mira Agrawal, who is a 7th grader at the Hamilton Middle School in Seattle. I know Mira I'm just meeting her here, but through connection with the Lila Katak classical Indian dance community. And so we're very lucky to have her here today. Mira loves to read, she loves science and discovery, loves singing in her choir, and makes the best breakfast eggs on the planet. Mira brightens up these dull COVID times by playing her oboe for her dad, mom, and little sister Ria. So take it away, Mira. Thank you for sharing.
Namaste. Thank you for inviting me to share a little bit about my Diwali experiences. Diwali is a festival of lights and one of the major festivals originating from Hinduism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Buddhism. It is celebrated by a majority of India and part of South Asia. The festival usually lasts 5 days. Observances include lighting diyas, puja, prayers, gifts, feasts, and fireworks. A diya is an oil lamp that's like a little cup. In the picture, as you can see. When you light a diya, you always use cooking oil, not lamp oil or kerosene, so only the wick gets lit.
Mary, could you please pin Mira, so we can see Mira.
Lighting Diwali diya signifies the victory of good over evil. Generally, we celebrate Diwali on Amavasya, or no moon night. Lit diyas help to dispel the darkness of this night and radiate light. In many parts of India, people worship the deities Lakshmi, Ganesh, and Kubed on Diwali. By lighting diyas in different parts of your homes, you welcome them in, thereby ushering in good luck, wealth, and prosperity. I'm going to share with you the way my family celebrates Diwali. On the first day of Diwali, my family lights one diya with 4 wicks pointing each direction. You can also buy something that will last a long time, such as something made of metal. On the second day, it's the day to take care of yourself and your body. People take long, expensive baths and give themselves hair and face masks. On this day, we celebrate the goddess Kali and our health and beauty. On the third day, it's the biggest day, and we have a big celebration to honor Lakshmi and Ganesh. We cook special food that doesn't have garlic or onions and do puja. We also light lots of diyas and spread them around the house. However, at least one large diya is left to burn all night so Lakshmi can find your house. The fourth day is considered the New Year's in some parts of India, such as the part of India my mother grew up in. It's also the day when a feast is offered to the gods. It's called Ankut, food or grain offerings. The fifth and final day is a day that celebrates the bond between brothers and sisters. It's called VIUF in India and VIUF in Nepal. On this day, brothers visit their sisters' houses and sisters cook for them and put tika on their heads. May the light of the diyas brighten everything and bring us happiness, good health, and prosperity this holiday season. Thank you. Are we gonna light the diyas now?
Yes, Mira, could you please light the diya and share what it looks like?
Is it on the screen now? Yes.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much, Mira.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, and so now I'd like to invite Isaac Newcomb to come and share about Advent. So Isaac is a 13-year-old, time flies, who's attending McMurray Middle School.
I'm not sure I see Isaac.
So it
Maybe
would be
Isaac.
Andrea Braganza's screen.
Hi.
Oh, there you are.
If it's on speaker view and we talk, then you'll.
Gotcha.
There you go. Okay. Advent is a Christian celebration observed the 4 weeks before Christmas. Advent means coming in Latin. This is a celebration of the birth of Jesus into the world and an opportunity to prepare and remember the meaning of Christmas in our hearts. The first purple candle is the candle of hope. Set your intentions, send up your prayers in trust and hope to God. This candle reminds us that the Christ light is coming. The second purple candle is the candle of faith. What do you need to do to be ready to welcome the Christ light and love into your life? How will you prepare? What do you need to release? What do you need to trust? The third pink candle is the candle of peace. What brings you peace? How can you be part of bringing peace on earth and goodwill to all?
This is the moment that if you brought a candle with you to the service, you can light it while Isaac does the traditional chalice lighting prayer.
We light this chalice for the warmth of love the light of truth, and the energy of action.
Woo! Ah, thank you. That was awesome. So next up, I want to invite Mirabai. Mirabai is 4 years old, and she's going to be singing a metta song, a loving kindness song to everyone. And she'll sing it through one time. And wait. There's some gestures. Oh, awesome. And then Sylvia and Camille are there too. You're ready to go. So I want to show you some gestures that you can do so that we make this a meditative moment as well. Mirabai is going to sing it one time through, and you all who are not singing, please try the gestures. And then second time through, if you feel like it, you can do the gestures and sing along with Mirabai. You'll be muted, so you'll still just mostly hear her sweet voice here. The first gesture, you take your hands, the backs of your hands toward the screen. If you're looking at the screen, backs of your hands, and you cross them over and you hook your thumbs. So you notice that looks like a beautiful bird. Yeah. And then you put it on your chest. And if you flap your wings, if you flap the wings of the bird, it's a self-settling tool. And it's a calming technique. So you can flap your wings here. So that's on the I, when she sings from the I, using the pronoun I. From the you just offer your hands toward the screen, and you can pick somebody on the screen and offer the song. You can change it to gallery view if you want. And then for the we, just open your hands. Just open your hands wide and offer to the whole community and the bigger community that's not here. Mirabai, you've been so patient. Are you ready to go? So first time through, just do the gestures. Second time through, sing along.
Okay. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May you be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. And may I be happy. May we be filled with loving kindness. May you be well. May you be peaceful and at ease. And may you be happy. May we be May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. I am filled with loving kindness.
Thank you so much. That was so wonderful. Thank you so much. Catherine, joys and concerns. Oh, excuse me. Boop. I need to call up now the Brockway Joyce family to do a story for all ages, or a variation of story for all ages. So Johnny, who's 11, and Raina, who's 14, are joined by Tammy and Paco, and they're going to share a little bit about Hanukkah. Mary, can you find the Brockway Joyces? Yes.
First Candle by Lee Bennett Hopkins. The moment first candle is lit, light outshines darkness.
Okay, so tonight will be the fourth night of Hanukkah. We have our freedom fighters, because Hanukkah is a celebration of freedom and a miracle of light. So we have Cap and Elizabeth Warren here with us. And we first light the Shema. This is the helper candle. And we say the Hebrew prayers that our family all over the world is saying right now and has been for generations. Are we ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shal Hanukkah. Blessed art thou, O Lord, King of the universe, who sanctified us by thy commandments and commanded us to kindle the Hanukkah lights. Now one more poem. Cap and Elizabeth were standing on our book. This is a poem called Shadows by Peggy Robbins Janewski. Shadows on our wall grow larger every night. Another candle softly glows, surrounding us in light. We stand together hand in hand, a family of friends. As one, we voice a simple prayer. May freedom never end.
Happy Hanukkah. So next up, I'd like to invite the Ahern family to share a little bit about Kwanzaa. Mary, can you find Shauna Ahern? There, yes, you're in San Francisco. Awesome. So this is Lucy Ahern, and she is, you're 12, whoop, whoop. She goes to Harbor School.
Oh.
Not anymore.
McMurray School.
Turn around, go ahead.
The Sound of Kwanzaa by Dimitri Tokumbu, illustrated by Lisa Cohen. Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Loving words and greeting family, we stand together for Umoja. Umoja means unity. One black candle gently shines to welcome our first Kwanzaa night.
This is the fine one.
Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Working hands and ancient stories, we learn our traditions for
It's on the paper.
Gulia means self-determination. One red candle gently flickers to honor our second Kwanzaa night.
It's right.
Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Banging hammers and sweeping brooms, we share the chores for Ujima. Ujima means collective work and responsibility. One green candle gently shimmers to lighten our third Kwanzaa night. Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Laughing shoppers and chanting merchants, we support our neighbors for Ujama. Ujama means cooperative economics. Another red candle gently twinkles to brighten our fourth Kwanzaa night. Come close, gather round, listen to the sounds of Kwanzaa. Sharing dreams and setting goals, we plan our future for Nia. Nia means purpose. Another green candle gently glows to illuminate our fifth Kwanzaa night. Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Beating drums and singing voices, we perform Kuumba.
Kuumba means creativity. Another red candle gently burns to warm our sixth Kwanzaa night. Come close, gather round, listen to the sound of Kwanzaa. Thankful prayers and loud Harambees. We celebrate our lives for Imani. Imani means faith. The last green candle gently sparkles to bless our seventh Kwanzaa night. Harambe, Harambe, Harambe. The end.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. Those Swahili words are a little challenging to pronounce, but our guest speaker, Shari, will assist us later. Thank you. Now for joys and concerns.
Joys and concerns. As a caring community, we set aside time to share the joys and concerns of our members and friends, honoring the common humanity and sacred spirit within each of us. We support each other in difficult times and celebrate our joys together. If you have a joy you would like to share or a burden that might be eased by sharing it in community, you're invited to share it. I will light a candle for each joy or concern that's shared. Mary will call on you individually. This is when we ask that you use the raise the hand function on Zoom so that Mary can see you and call on you. Let's take a moment in silence to prepare our hearts. In the service of practicing deep listening, we ask that you wait for a moment of silence after each joy or concern is expressed before the next person shares.
Oh,
So please raise your hand if you've got a joy or concern to share.
I guess I'm first. Hi. We haven't been here for a while. Not that we don't love everybody, but I have a Sunday conversation on Zoom every morning, and Pamela comes. It's for the subscribers to my newsletter, which is called Enough. So we haven't been here for a bit. It's nice to see everybody. My joy right now is actually from the Kwanzaa book, The Shared Economy. We have everything we need. We have enough. And so we have decided to make this Christmas about my son's birth family, who have become very, very dear to us, and they are family. We actually, his birth mom and I talk every day, text every day about what they need and what's going on and helping her. And, you know, she's 30, I'm 54. I know there's some kind of mentoring going on, which really means the world to me, because I had someone mentor me when I was in my late 20s. A couple of dear friends who are older who helped me to become the person I am. So it has been an absolute joy to talk with her. And it turns out that, you know, they don't have very much money at all. I helped her to build her resume, and she just got a job recently, which is really exciting. But the first paycheck didn't come in until this week. And so she was worried about making Christmas for the boys. She has not been able to do anything for Christmas the last few years. So Danny and I heard that and we're like, well, that's not going to do. So our joy has been to be able to make Christmas for the boys and send them all kinds of books they may not have been exposed to before with Black Boy Joy, so that they can see themselves in the books they read, and also, you know, a few toys that they would never dream of getting. And several people here in this community have been wonderful enough to help and to say, I want to help out too, and buying off of a Target list. I think these boys are going to be overwhelmed with a very nice Christmas, not too overwhelmed, but it has given me more joy than I can imagine to make Christmas for someone else rather than for us. And it's just really wonderful.
I have a concern. My concern and joy actually is my Bob's and my first pet, Gloria the cat. And Gloria is not going to be with us very much longer. And the joy that she has given our life is just, we can't measure it. And the sorrow we're feeling right now of saying goodbye to her breaks our hearts, but we know that it's worth the pain that we're feeling right now because of the joy she gave us. And we know she'll always be a part of us. So it's a joy and a concern. It's when the animals' lives are shorter than ours, it teaches us that we just have to say goodbye sometimes. So thank you.
Who else? Raise your hand high. I see that now. All right. I see people raising their hands, but you got to unmute yourself. I can't do it.
I'm
Sharon.
unmuted now. I'm
Yep.
unmuted. Yeah. Last night we had our daughter and son-in-law and 3 of our granddaughters over. We had pizza for dinner from Domino's, and we played canasta and Grandma
Shepherd. She is has been a resident of Washington State for a combined 9 years and currently lives on the traditional lands of the Puyallup and Coast Salish peoples, popularly known as Tacoma. She has an unquenchable thirst for knowledge in the realm of ancestral knowledge and research in the African diaspora. Her self-directed explorations have led her into the worlds of intuitive plant medicine, traditional herbalism, and ancestral healing. She is currently studying to become a clinical herbalist and ancestral healing practitioner to support her community's wellness in the continued fight for equity and social justice in the West. I made contact with Shari through Seattle Unity's Umoja community, and from the story we know that Umoja is Swahili for unity. They practice Kwanzaa 365 days out of the year, and Shari is offering her speaker fee to support the Seattle Unity Umoja community. So I'm also jazzed to say this. Mary, can you spotlight Shari?
Hi. I just want to say that I am so appreciative of this opportunity to come and speak and share with you all. I want to thank Leah and your community, the Vashon Unitarian Fellowship, for opening your community to me to share about something that's really special and that I hope and you will see is really rich in symbolism and meaning for our community. And I hope that you're able to take something away from this, as Leah says, something that you can do and share in every day of the year, and not just during the 7 days of Kwanzaa. As Leah said, I'm a member of the Umoja study group at Seattle Unity Church, where we get together monthly to engage in conversation and inquiry about African and African American spirituality. It's a group where everyone is welcome. And if there's something that I speak to that resonates with you today and you're interested, please, I invite you to reach out to me through Leah. Leah, feel free to share. And if you want to come and visit with Umoja at any time, one of the unexpected blessings of this time is that we're meeting virtually. So you do not have to be in Seattle to take part and learn more about African and African American spirituality. Before I dive in to Kwanzaa, I want to share a few important points, which is that while African cultures vary widely across more than 3,000 ethnic tribes and 54 countries, the values of Kwanzaa come from those things that are common or universal to African culture. As Black people, we're positioned kind of uniquely because we don't have the ability necessarily to know specifically where we come from. So we're one of the only cultures in the world where we have to kind of create our own culture. So as I'm speaking, you might hear things in Swahili, you might learn about Adinkra symbolism or Nigerian customs. And that is our way of finding a way to connect with one another and also connect to the motherland as well. So I'm going to switch over to my slideshow presentation now so that you all can see here. forgive me while I while I work through the tech with this here. Okay. And can everybody see? If someone can give me a confirmation that they can see, that would be great.
Yes, we were doing thumbs up.
Okay, thank you. I can't see you all while I'm doing the presentation, so excuse me. So Kwanzaa was first organized by a man named Dr. Maulana Karenga after the violent Los Angeles Watts riots of 1966. He and other activists recognized that if our community couldn't find a way to come together, we simply were not going to survive. And he understood that our lost sense of identity and culture as Black people was a root cause of the disconnection he witnessed in his community, which is why he famously said, "We cannot know ourselves if we do not know our history." So in recognition of that truth, the word Kwanzaa comes from the Swahili term matunda ya kwanza, or first fruits, the very first harvest of the season offered in gratitude to the ancestors for their struggle, without which we would not have the blessings we enjoy today. Ideally, Kwanzaa is a 7-day observance of values to be practiced each day. So it's active. It's inclusive so that when we come together next year, we are stronger and we can share in those blessings together. It's life affirming because the principles empower us to engage with all life respectfully while acknowledging the sacred responsibility we have to our purpose as part of a community. It's an opportunity to tell stories about the iconic figures of Black and African history as a way to remember where we come from. And I say iconic, but doesn't have to be iconic. Anytime we take time to tell stories about where we come from, our family, our past, we're engaging in Kwanzaa principles. So I hope while I'm sharing this with you, you take a moment to ask yourself why you're here learning about this and what you hope to take away from this experience. The 7 days of Kwanzaa are an observance of the Nguzo Saba, or the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. The principles are Umoja, Kujichagulia, Ujima, Ujamaa, Nia, Kuumba, and Imani. And thank you to the family, the Ahern family, for bringing that earlier with that lovely book about Kwanzaa. As I go through each principle with you, I will share a practice that can be done any day of the year as a way to keep the principles alive throughout the year. Then I'll light a candle and I'll encourage you to speak and read the affirmation with me so that you can participate. And are people able to see me?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I have the kinara here. The kinara is the candelabra that holds each of the candles for Kwanzaa. On the first day of Kwanzaa, we take time to think about unity, or umoja, which is the center candle on the kinara. This one right here, which is called the Saba candle. Umoja is all about having respect for all life and pulling together to lift up those that need a little extra love and support. Anytime we come together as a community for the sake of others, anytime we join in sacred circle to put some positivity out into the universe, we are engaging in Umoja. That song that little Mirabai was singing earlier is a perfect example of Umoja. Another example would be Harambe, which is what Miss Ahern read earlier about, that came up in the story of,
I thought I had.
that came up in the story that she was sharing with it. Harambe means pull together. So I invite you, as I light this candle, to read this affirmation with me. May I become more aware each day of the oneness of the universe. May I be less selfish and more serving of the greater good. The second day of Kwanzaa is when we observe Kuji Chagulia, like the hardest one to pronounce, Kuji Chagulia. When we observe Kuji Chagulia, we remember that through patience and self-discipline, we can define ourselves instead of letting the world define us. We can build strength of character and achieve our full potential. Anytime that we remember our strengths and utilize those strengths, instead of worrying about our weaknesses, to get from where we are to where we want to be, we are practicing Kuji Chagulia. So as I light this candle, I invite you to read the affirmation with me. Let me seek, find, and maintain that balance of freedom and control that allows me to fulfill my destiny in this life. Let me always act from my highest self and respond to promptings of spirit within me. The next principle of Kwanzaa is practiced on day 3. And someone else in this community spoke to Ujima, or collective work and responsibility. The principle of Ujima recognizes that a community is only as strong as each member, and that includes our own selves. So we must take responsibility for ourselves, our actions, and our needs. That should sound familiar now as we're trying to come together and do a lot of self-care. When we recognize that we are part of a community, and when we heal ourselves, we're bettering that community. We're practicing in Ujima. It also means that the health of our community must be tended to actively in order for the community to be truly beneficial to its members. One way observers practice Ujima on the 3rd day is to recite the African Values Pledge, which I'll share with you at the end. And another way is to sing a simple song that we all know, which is He's Got the Whole World in His Hands, or the song that Mirabai shared earlier, which is really lovely. So as I light the 3rd candle, I invite you to speak this affirmation with me. Let me always, as well as I can, recognize and fulfill my responsibility to myself and to those around me. May I find strength in the performance of my duty, and may that strength be increased by sharing it with the members of all my communities. On the 4th day of Kwanzaa, we observe Ujamaa, which is collective economics. So we take time to contemplate sharing and generosity. We recognize that what goes around comes around in the most positive sense, that what we share of our resources returns to us, and that by practicing this together, we can all rise together. A common practice of Ujamaa comes out of Nigeria, and it's called the Susu. It's when a group of people agree to contribute a set amount to a pool of funds at a set integral of time. So say every month. Each month, one person would receive the entire pool of cash instead of contributing that month. This way, we all get to experience the spirit of Ujamaa, which is giving and receiving and taking joy in the mutual benefit. It also gives us a chance to examine our relationship with friendship and money and conversations around money, which tend to be really sticky in our culture. So I'm going to light the fourth candle, Ujamaa, and invite you to speak this affirmation with me. May I generously give of all that I have to those that need it. And may I be open to receive and utilize the resources and opportunities which come to me in return. The fifth principle of Kwanzaa is Nia, purpose. Through knowledge of our past, we gain greater understanding of our purpose in the present and our destiny as a people. This ties into the popular Akan symbol of Sankofa, which means go back and get it. And Leah did a beautiful visualization with us earlier today when she had us turn back and look back and bring it forward. And in this image, the woman is looking back, but her feet are firmly planted on the ground and she's walking forward. We're pulling from the knowledge and labors of our ancestors while moving forward with purpose. By walking through our lives with intent, we're preparing ourselves to be healthy and whole ancestors for the generations to come. Setting intent in your spiritual practice and asking for the assistance of the ancestors or our higher power is a great way to practice Nia every day. So as I light this candle, can you speak with me this affirmation? May I have an increased understanding of my purpose in life, and may all my energies be constantly directed to that end. May I take full advantage of every opportunity to develop my human potential for love, service, and fulfillment. On the 6th day of Kwanzaa, we remember the importance of thinking for ourselves. It's important to think for ourselves because we each bring something special to the table. And when we honor that in ourselves and in each other, by allowing that to be expressed creatively, we can solve way more problems and make the way for things and create a new reality that we never thought possible. Encouraging others to express themselves and participate in activities that let your imagination run wild is another way that we can practice Kuumba every day. The affirmation for Kuumba, if you'd like to speak it with me, is open my mind to new ideas and ways of being. Let me bring to each possibility my own unique creativity and produce from it something which expresses the essence of who I am. The seventh and final principle of Kwanzaa is Imani, faith. On this day, we remember the importance of cultivating a rich spiritual life and a relationship with that thing that makes us feel we're part of something bigger than ourselves. We remember the power of having faith in ourselves and in each other. A simple way to practice Imani every day is simply telling someone, I have faith in you. When someone says, I have faith in you, it charges you and it gives you confidence and it gives you more personal power as you're facing the challenges of your daily life. And you say, I have faith in a process or in this community, it charges those things too. Having a dedicated space in your home, like an altar, is another way to practice Imani every day. Some Black families keep their Kwanzaa altar up all year long. Imani, the 7th day of Kwanzaa, is also the day of the communal feast or karamu, where all Black families in the community come together and share in the feast. So as I light the 7th candle, if you'd like to speak this affirmation with me. The power I need in order to do great things comes from spiritual connectedness. Let this be the groundwork for all that I think and all that I do in this physical plane. Let me nurture a close relationship with my higher power, the ancestors, and the positive spiritual forces of the universe. A really beautiful way to conclude this sharing would be to recite the African Values Pledge to you, pulled from a resource by Gwinnell Dismukes that sums up everything really nicely. We join together to care for the children, to honor the elders, in reverence for the sacred, with respect for all life, in partnership with the earth, with the guidance of the ancestors, and with deep appreciation of our cultural heritage. We join together to uphold the 7 principles in our daily lives and to support one another in working for the highest good for ourselves, our families, and our community. Thank you. I will let Leah take it away from here.
Thank you so much, Shari. That was totally inspiring. Appreciate you very much. Actually, Catherine, it would be you moving to, nope, look at me. I just need to announce Xander Knott, who will be playing, who's 16, and he'll be playing the Chopin Waltz, Opus 64, number 2 in C minor. So, Mary, can you find?
Yes, I have found
Thank you.
it.
Yay. Go, Xander.
And just, you know, his last name is pronounced Knott.
Knott. Thank you.
For future reference, yeah. Can you, yeah. Okay.
You're good to go. Thank you, Xander. Xander just did a solo evening of sharing. How did that go? Your big concert Friday.
It went pretty well.
Awesome. Awesome.
Fine.
Well, thank you for sharing your kuumba with us today from the Swahili terms. Next up, we'll be doing the offertory.
So I get the privilege to do the offering, which is our version of Ujamaa. So thank you for sharing that with me. Our love calls us to act for peace, social and economic justice, freedom of belief, and protection of the planet and its inhabitants. As individuals and as a congregation, we engage in worthy local and global causes. We stay informed on the issues of our time. Though each step may seem small, we persevere our spirits, renewed by involvement. By our actions, we hope to inspire others to join us in this work. One Sunday a month, we use 100% of our collection for a nonprofit of our choice. The other Sundays, the collection adds to the vibrancy of our fellowship. Today's offering supports Fashion Kids. If you're able to, we encourage you to go to the VIUF.org website, and in the upper right-hand corner, there's an easy link to pay online. Mary's going to share it with everybody. So just as you're able to, donate as you can, and we appreciate your support. Following me, I think we've got more music coming, this time with Theo.
So next up is Theo Newcomb, who's 16 years old, goes to Vashon High School, and he'll be playing some music on his baritone sax.
Hello.
We can hear you.
All right. I'm a little disclaimer. It might be loud. I had to move my phone because it needed to get charged. But I'm going to be playing St. Thomas.
Ah,
That was kinda
thank
bad.
you. I was bouncing around over here. Thank you for that kuumba. Thank you. So next up, we're gonna have Rylan Rylan cannot. And he's gonna be reading a final blessing here.
Can you put yourself on video, Ryan?
Yep. Here's Ryland on video.
Yay, yay.
Whoops. Here's a sec. There we go.
Okay.
Can you spotlight him?
I'm doing that now. There you go.
Yay.
Okay.
Okay, read slowly.
In the morning, when I began to wake, it happened again. That feeling that you, beloved, had stood over me all night, keeping watch. That feeling that as soon as I began to stir, you put your lips on my forehead and lit the holy lamp inside my heart. Hafiz, may the lamp be lit inside your heart.
Thank you, Ryland. All right. Beautiful. So is Desmond or Lucy available to ding the final bell? And
They're not, but I can.
okay, and then if you would like, you can blow out your candle and make a wish, or you
Okay.
can keep it burning to stay lit. You. So thank you, every single one of you, for pulling together this incredible service. That was amazing. Thank you all. Thank you all individually, but that was awesome. I'm so inspired. Thank you. Catherine's going to bring the announcements and the closing.
Yes, thank you, Leah. I thought it was a beautiful service. I'm so appreciative of it. We're going to close it out by doing announcements and December birthdays. So that concludes our service. We are going to use the next few minutes to go over VIUF announcements. So please use this time to raise your hand so that Mary can call on you if there's anything you'd like to share with us.
Hold on, I need to get my, here you go.
While you're holding on, I want to let you know that Shari is going to be staying after if you would like to chat and if you have any questions about Kwanzaa and Seattle Unity and the study of Kwanzaa through the year.
Anne?
Yeah, just a quick announcement. Robbie and I and a couple other people are hoping to provide a very simple and uncomplicated, but I hope fun Christmas Eve, whatever we're going to call it. It's not going to be a service, but we'll have some music and some readings, and we hope that you'll join us 5 o'clock on Christmas Eve. And also, I think behind that, we're going to try to put together some photos. And what I'd like to ask you to do is send me a picture of anything that's around your house. Maybe I certainly want Adrian's headpiece that she's wearing right now, and anything else that around your house that is Christmassy for you or for your family, or what Kwanzaa-y or Hanukkah-ish or whatever it is that you do for celebrating the holidays. Just send me a picture, and I'm gonna really try to put it together as sort of background for some of our music. Anyone who wants to help us is welcome. That's all.
Pamela?
Okay, this is the announcement for the book club. The #1 choice for the January meeting of the VIUF book club, which will be the 4th Sunday, that's January 24th, will be, what happened?
It will be the Book of Joy by the Dalai Lama and Desmond Tutu.
Oh, that sounds like a good one.
The Book of.
The Book of Joy.
So hopefully you can get a hold of the book and start.
Wow.
Anyone else? Oh, Leah.
Hey, I just wanted to let you know that upcoming here in the beginning of the new year, that one of the events I'll be coordinating is a talent show. So if you have some talent, and I find no talent shows really welcoming as well, if you want to do no talent. You'll be hearing more about that, but I wanted to drop that seed.
We're going to do a song. And then the ukulele, we're going to do a duet.
Anyone else? Oh, Tanya.
I would like to bring everybody's attention to the discussion group we're going to have starting January 4th on Monday nights for 4 weeks, about racism and just your attitudes about it, and you exploring your own inner self and what's going on with racism. So thank you.
Anyone else?
I'll take it from here. I'll assume that the silence means there's nothing else announcement wise. I also get the huge honor of celebrating our December birthdays. Usually we do it the first Sunday in the month, but we get to do it the second Sunday. So I went up to Lewis Hall and grabbed one of our infamous pencils. I'm virtually sharing it with everybody, but if you can put us on speaker view and just folks can, or not speaker view, I don't need to see me, but the gallery view, so that folks can raise their hands if they're celebrating a birthday in the month of December. We will show a little video for a quick birthday song so we can get on with our question and answer with Shari. Are there any birthdays this month? Raise your hand.
Vicky.
Yeah.
Leah.
Sheila.
Carol Norton. Carol Norton is December 25th.
And so Mary, if you would be so kind as to quickly play the happy birthday song.
Beth White's birthday is December 14th.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mary. A huge shout out of thanks and appreciation to Leah for putting together a beautiful service. It's been my honor to be your service leader. I invite everybody to stick around for the question and answer if you'd like. Also make sure to come back next week. We're really excited. We're going to be welcoming back Matt Aspen, and he'll be discussing about the beauty of being an innkeeper, how one little gesture can spark joy in others. So Leah, I'm going to take it, hand it over to you so you can start the discussion. Thank you, everybody.
Great service, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Happy holidays, everyone.
Bye.
Woohoo.